In this video you can see I've taken the front bumper off of here. The reason for that is I need to do something about these bits here, this rust here, and here. This is what it looks like from the other side. So there was 3 bolts going into riv nuts here. All of those snapped off on both sides of the car. As you can see, there's still rust and stuff underneath these joints and things. It was a bit of a saga. So there was 3 bolts either side like this. There's about 8 along the top, and there's a load of Phillips screws along the bottom. The Phillips screws all came out okay. These on both sides snapped, and 2 of the ones along the top snapped. And also I discovered that both my headlights, these parts, these are actually at the back, sort of like on the side of the headlight. Both of those, both sides are cream crackered. And this one here, I thought rather than the other, this piece on the other side, this support here, which has got some adjustment, was actually, this top part was bent right forward. I'll show you that in a second. So rather than do that, I tried to loosen these 2 off, and of course this one snapped. This one did actually undo, so I've got lots of oil on that, and hopefully that will survive. So this is the passenger side. As you can see, this bracket that I just showed you on the other side has been bent right forward. The same things happened here, and you can actually see some, I guess that's some kind of epoxy glue that was trying to hold it in place. So that was interesting. So I have yet to get the rest of that out, but I'm going to need to, because as you can see, rust here, rust here. So I'm going to have to sort of chop that out and weld in a new piece. So yeah, all good fun. So yeah, we're getting there. Certainly finding some interesting bodges that have been carried out, not by me, I might add, but yeah, interesting. One other thing I discovered, got a broken spring. The car's done 133,000, yeah, but I replaced the whole thing. You can see new damp. You still got the label. This was replaced in January 22. And the car was, sitting around for a while, but it hasn't done. If it's done 10,000 miles on that spring, I'd be very surprised. Let's get another one. One interesting thing I did find, there is a spare connector that's been taped up. So I think this is the indicator or the marker light for. But it seems, why has this one been taped up? It's the same on the other side. So it's actually got a black, and I would say that's a red and white. So I have to look on the circuit diagram to find out what that is. But yeah, so that's potentially, I could put a lot, make this an indicator, but I'm thinking it's probably a daytime running light. So it might have to be, I'm guessing it'd have to be white. They're not necessarily indicators, are they? So we'll have a look on the circuit diagram, see what it is. So as with most things rust related, things escalate out of hand pretty quickly, and I was just going to cut out these little bits, but the panel underneath it, there's a lot of rust in it, but also there's 3 broken M6 riv nuts with the bolts in, so or the remains of the bolts in. So I'm going to have to take that out. So it's much easier to cut all of that out and the panel behind, just to get rid of all of that. But then you're at the point where to do some work under here, and I want to get to the other side of these 2 bolts just to clean them up and put some rust preventer on there. And then all around here you can see there's bits of rust that could do with cleaning up and putting some under seal on. we're pretty much at the point where we should take the wing off, and it'll be the same on the other side. So that's what we're going to do. So as you can see, the wing is now off, no broken bolts or anything. All this stuff in here looks good. A little bit of dirt but no rust. Definitely a lot of rust down here and in here, and these bits on this panel here definitely need going over. And in here, the bits in here I thought were bad, obviously now I can actually see it's nothing too bad at all. So that'll be good to get that sorted, and with it like this I can get to all of this a lot easier. So we'll get the wire brush and all of that, and get some underseal type stone chips type stuff on that as soon as we can. As for the wing, I'll show you now. So at first glance it doesn't look too bad. Bottom side of that, that's nothing. Just clean that up. These little bits up here, show you from the inside. Around, I think we can just clean that up rather than replace that. But it's down here which is what caused the need for this work. And you can see that's all corroded away. And these 3 bolts with captive nuts definitely need to be replaced. So whether or not we just now I can see on the inside, this outer edge doesn't look that bad at all, but there's something causing that rust to go through. So maybe we just drill out the riv nuts, replace them, and cut out this rusted bit from about here. Just change that piece. But we'll do some further digging and clean off the outside, see what it's like, and go from there. You can see it's actually this bolt here and this bolt here that have caused the rust and for it to go on the outside. So I'm contemplating just cutting off this inner piece, making a new one and putting it back. We've got a little bit here and a little bit here, that's nothing really, but we'd have to cut out, I don't know, we could cut out that square there and a square there, I suppose. Keep coming up with different scenarios on how to repair it, but won't rush into it. Think of something else, no doubt, but definitely we're going to have to cut out we've got to get rid of that bit, we've got to get rid of that bit and that bit, reinsert new nut certs or something similar, riv nuts. So I haven't taken both wings off. I've also cleaned up any sort of rust part that was within here. I mean, a lot of it's only surface rust anyway, so cleaned it all up. You can see some red oxide, and then went over it with some black epoxy. There is still a small area down here that looks terrible, so I'm going to have to patch that up. And on the other side, there's actually a hole in this panel here. The convertibles have a tube running the full length of the sill or rocker panel for our American friends, and on the other side there's a big hole here. This is just a rubber grommet that you can use to squirt some wax oil or something similar into the open sill. So I'll have to repair this bit here and the bit on the other side, but that's just an update on where we are. Both sides have been cleaned up and looking much better. I do have some stone chip type spray that will go on this afterwards, but this is sort of like the pre-prep, as it were. Anyway, that's it for this video. See you in the next one.